Suicide rates for children are going up. Suicide rates for girls are going up really fast. And I want to just point out that these suicide rates are going up since we have embraced the idea as a society that children can be born in the wrong bodies. Now, the trans activists say that children will kill themselves if they're not allowed to transition. And the data suggests this is completely false. The data suggests that as our society has started to embrace the idea that a child can be born in the wrong body and that they should transition, those suicide rates are going up, not down. And so if in fact not being allowed to transition causes children to commit suicide, then there's no way to explain this new trend in suicides. But there is a way to explain this new trend in suicides. And one of those is that we are saying that children are going to kill themselves if they're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. And we know this because suicide, it can be a social epidemic. We know that when children start viewing suicide as an option, that they are more likely to commit suicide. So in fact, trans activists are not lowering suicide rates. They are increasing suicide rates by giving children the idea that suicide is an option. And if they are not allowed to do what they want to do, that they should kill themselves. And they are being told that if they are dead named or misgendered, that that is such an grievous act that it's considered violence, and that they are so oppressed that sometimes it feels like they can't live, so they should kill themselves. This is actually the transgender activists promulgating a social contagion to encourage children to kill themselves. So if we want to address child suicide rates, we need to stop saying that kids are going to kill themselves if they're not allowed to X, Y, and Z. Because that gives kids the idea that suicide is an appropriate response to X, Y, and Z. And it's not. So to those parents out there who have been told that your child is going to kill themselves if they're not allowed to transition, that's not true. And to trans activists out there who are saying that children will kill themselves if they're not allowed to transition, you are wrong. And I know you're wrong because there are children like me who were trans kids who weren't allowed to transition and who did not kill themselves. In fact, we didn't kill ourselves until you started saying we will kill ourselves. And there are probably a whole lot of other reasons for the rates of suicide to go up. But the fact is that there's no way you can say that not allowing a child to transition is going to cause them to kill themselves. Talking about suicide as an option is what is going to encourage children to kill themselves. So we need to start telling kids that they're tough, that they can handle things, and stop even talking about suicide as an option because it shouldn't be even brought up as one. And transgender activists, if they really cared about children, they wouldn't be saying this. They wouldn't be putting that out there on billboards and on Facebook and social media everywhere and saying that children are going to kill themselves if they're not allowed to transition. Because the fact is, that is a lie. And it's a dangerous and scary lie because it is a lie that might result in more children killing themselves.